Prakerja.
Yes. Perhaps we will start this on 2015, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Can we start right now? Or are we still waiting for some people come again?
Yeah, maybe after 2 minutes.
Yes, 2 minutes.
Wow, this is a really interesting topic. Oh, Arteria Dahlan. The famous name. your father, Ji?
Mr. Gani, what's up?
Yep.
It's a long time no see you.
Yeah. Who's that speaking? Mr. Angga?
It's punchable
1 minute.
cannon.
It was 2 minutes, right?
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, yeah.
Hello everyone.
Is there anyone from West Java here?
Sorry?
Is there anyone from West Java here?
Miss Java. West
Oh.
Sumatra, it's me.
I come from Central Java.
Mr.
And
Endra,
now,
Sumatra.
Let's go.
Okay. Can we start?
Yes.
Ji. Actually, Ji.
Well, you could open it first.
Okay.
Ibu will
Who opens the
open.
discussion?
Ibu.
Yeah, wait, 1 minute, 1 minute. We'll try to mention, wait. Yeah, 1 minute, 1 minute. I will try to mention the rule. Oh, yeah. Wait, 1 minute, 1 minute. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, do you hear my voice, right? Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. So welcome for OTA discussions in the episode 22. Today's topic is extremely interesting because we will talk about pro and cons regarding one of the program of our government, Prakerja. So before we starting our discussions, I'd like to mention the several rules that you have to understand. First of all, for all of participants, this is a free discussion. So for all of you as the participant, you are as the keynote speakers. So Mr. Gani here, he will moderate you to give your argument or your statement. So feel free if you want to give the statement or your argument regarding to our topics. But in these discussions, for all of you, you have to mute your microphone. Yeah, you have to mute your microphones, and you can unmute your microphone when Mr. Gani give a floor to you to speak up. And the second is you are not able to give your statement if the moderator doesn't allow you to speak up. And the rule number 3, please focus on the topic of of cutting your statement if thinks that enough. So please don't around the bus. Please give your point, give your example, and directly go straight to the point. And in the fifth is the all of you is encouraged to be active in the discussions. So don't worry if there is some things mistakes about your speaking, about the vocabularies. Don't worry, we are here, are studying. So don't be afraid if you got a mistake when you give your statement, your argument, and also your argument. And in the last is, if you want to speak up, please raise a hand on the notification of the participants. Okay, right now, please try it. You see in your toolbar, there is a participants, and you click it, and you will see raise hand on the bar. So if you want to speak up, please push the button of the right hand. Okay, and right now, all of you, please please push lower. Yeah, please push raise hand, please. So we'll go to the simulation of the way of you if you want to speak up in the discussions. Okay, please come on, all of you. Kudori, Cinta, raise your hand, please. Cinta, Marves Rainy, please raise your hand, please. Egi Laura, Shafwan, Salma, please raise your hand. Vicky, please don't lower hand first. Please raise your hand. I want to see how many people here understand that if you want to speak up, you have to raise your hand. Vicky, please raise your hand. Rafiki, Shafwan. Okay, so this is the way. So right now you can lower your hand. So this is the way. If you want to speak up, when Mr. Gani give you a question, give you the study case, so you have your argument that you want to convey of, so please raise your hand. It's like what we did before. So this is our rule. So thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can give your question on the comment or in the chat groups. So we will help you to make you understand regarding to your questions. And without any delay, so I'd like to give to our moderator, Mr. Gani. You may have the floor, sir. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thanks for Mr. Kibo allowing me to lead this discussion as a moderator. Okay, the next discussion we're gonna have a best time to talk about the pros and cons of the Prakerja program that has been held by our government, and it is initiation of our president, Mr. Joko Widodo, to support the labor worker to get a better job in the future. In this global challenge, we see that a lot of people um, still struggling to prepare themselves to be ready as a labor, and then I mean that as a good worker in the digital era. But recently, this program become controversial, and the majority of the political parties of in Indonesia against this program. The only ones political party that support the president's decision is Golkar, as one party that really struggled to defend and then to keep the program running well. So we're gonna talk about this. What happened exactly with the Prakerja program? You can see in our screen here. Okay, you can see about the pro contra program here. There are some supporters of the program and then some oppositions. Below here, there are Fadlizon, Agus Haji Yudhoyono, Ahmad Ali, Kuniasi Mudayati, Arteria Dahlan. So all of them are people that often, I mean that against this program. Before we talk more about the pros and cons, let we begin by understanding what is the Prakerja program. Okay, I will open the opportunity for everyone in this room to give the opinion about um, what is Prakerja. Okay, time is yours, guys. Anybody wants to speak up?
Sorry, could you repeat your questions?
Okay, let's begin by the easy thing first about what is Prakerja exactly from your perspective, guys. Is there anybody who wants to give the opinion about what is Prakerja?
Mr. Ghani, you see on the participants, there are the several people raise their hand.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Mr. Opan. Okay, for Mr. Opan, please give the opinion, Mr. Opan. I'm sorry.
Okay, I think I understand words. It's just a simple word, right? Prakerja. Pra is mean that before, and then kerja work. So prakerja is mean that before working. So it's maybe someone who has what is it, who has no job or he's unemployment or jobless, something like that. I think. Thank you.
Okay, so from Mr. Opan, we understand that the Prakerja is something, the program that prepare people to be ready for work later. So this is the case when the government support the program to make the Prakerja. In this moment, right now we deal with a lot of problems. The biggest one is the COVID-19. So right now, Prakerja program is not relevant with the situation. So for everyone who understand about this condition, what's your opinion? Um, should the government support this program until the end of the program? You know, right now, 50% of budget that has been employed to the program is already used. And right now, the government support again by adding 50% again. So what's your opinion, brother and sister? Okay, Mr. Indrewano, please.
Sorry, Mr. Gani, are you sure that the government give a plus 50% against for Prakerja?
Yeah, right now, the budget, the budget that already used is 10 trillions, and the government, I'm sorry, yeah, exactly 100. So the government support again by adding 10 trillions again for the Prakerja program, because the program is not only for supporting workers, but also as a social fund, because right now all the majority of Indonesian resident suffer from the COVID-19. So this is not only for work, uh, prepare people for work, but also for um, budget to support people that has been affected by the COVID-19. Exactly the exact information right now.
Okay, well, so this is the biggest question exactly. So regarding to the informations that I grabbed, especially the implementations of the Prakerja is still not 100% has been distributed to the inhabitants exactly. So this is trying to give me logically how the government think about these situations because yeah, because the implementation is in 100% fully been distributed. So what is the biggest reasons that the government give more give the additional for 50% of the prakerja's money budget exactly. And also uh, one of the biggest questions regarding what the prakerja give to the society is the difficulty of the bureaucracy that make the people feel um, feel misunderstood regarding the way how to register in prakerjas exactly. And this is crazy. Yeah, that's it.
Others want to speak about this, because we still
Yeah.
have a problem about this. Okay,
Yes. Can
so
I?
it's not clear the fact about the budget.
Can
Before
I?
we move to another one, okay, come.
Because
What's
I'm
that?
host, I couldn't able to raise my hand. Can I speak? Okay. Um, I saw that Prakerja program is not solving the problem of unemployment itself. Unemployment should be going to the GD pool, I mean, job guarantee programs, not only for Prakerja program. Because when we look at the money that government have funded to our Prakerja people, where is the money going for? Is it increasing the output of our production sectors? Not. The money is just going flow to the some vendors that could suck up the money to them, not for the society itself. Even though the transfer payment is going to the account of the people that has been registered or enroll themselves in private programs, the fact is the money is going back to some programs that have been provided by the vendors, right? So I will tell about job guarantee letter. What is possibility of about this when it could be implemented in Indonesia? Change the paradigm, shift the neighbor to be neighbor. Is that printing money for providing a job to work? Just when we want to imitate the Green Deal like in US back then, it would be possible. It is not causing inflation. It's still remaining increasing the output of economy GDP, and it is maintaining price stability and also achieving the full employment. I will share it later, but for the opening is I will in the contradict position with the government decision about this because it will not increasing the output while it is not absorbing the employment itself. That's my first opinion. Thank you, Mr. Gani.
Okay, that's good. Okay, good idea. Um, Recently, I want to make it clear about the budgeting of the Prakerja program. Even though the government support again by adding 100%, that previously only 10 trillion rupiah become 20 trillion rupiah, but right now the budget has been used about um, 50% of 10 trillion rupiah. And right now, the government still have three three per five uh, 3.5%, 3.5 of the budget right now. And if you see that right now the government open for the 7 baths for the program, and it costs a lot of money that 5.6 5.6 trillions that's run for the vendors, right? You know that there are 6 vendors that works together with the government, and people are questioning about that. Why the vendors receive a lot of money? They only provide the video tutorial for people learning. And right now, people, if they want to learn something on internet, they can access free on Google or YouTube. So for everybody who understand about this, please give the opinion, because right now, even though we discuss about this, but outside there are a lot of people waiting for the answer, like we want to know right now. Okay, please, for everyone, wanna speak about this? Okay, Mr. Ahmad Fatullah Afida Putra. Okay, time is yours.
Okay. Firstly, could you hear me, Mr. Gani?
Yeah, of course, yes. Okay.
Okay. Here is about Prakerja. Yeah, it's related to the preparation for our citizen, related to their work ability in their midst of their business, maybe, or with their importance to well-being, to be live, and create their future to be much better again. For me, Prakerja is one of example related to our government that there is no about or there is a lack of capability to integrate between one sector to the other sector. Why? Because for me, when we say about the preparation of the people, it will be related to the education of the people itself. So why our educational system will not provide to the worker to be much better again, to their future, to create their future much better again. So here for me, um, it will be much better if the government make an integration between their education ministry to the, how to say it, worker warfare maybe, or the worker affair ministry in Indonesia, make integration. Because as far as I am concerned, one of the critics of our education system is about the ruang guru. I mean, ruang guru, the existence of ruang guru is one of critics to our educational system. So when the prakerja make a well relationship between a ruang guru and prakerja, it creates that so ruang guru is related to the education, or ruang guru is related to the worker. So for me, rather than government do many kind of activities, seems like doing prakerja, it will be much better if they make an integration between the education ministry and the worker affair ministry. Okay, thank you. Sorry.
Okay, thank you for Mr. Ahmad Fatullah. Uh, Belva Devara is a founder of Ruang Guru. And since the Ruang Guru becomes the biggest education website in Asia, and right now previously Jokowi's invite the Belva Devara becomes to be his staff that skillfully understand about the condition right now. But this invitation become controversial again. And right now Belva Devara resigns to be the president staff and become the entrepreneurs again. What happened exactly with the Prakerja program and Ruang Guru as a vendor that works together? People are questioning about this. Anybody wants to give the opinion what's happened with Ruang Guru and the Prakerja between them? Okay, who's that? Wait. Ah, okay. I give to Mr. Indrewano first, okay?
Yeah, this is one of the signs that most of people that stand in the government is still thinking about the business than the nationalism. That's why Belva trying to out from the stuff sus of the millennial because they prefer to get money from this project than stand as 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 the man behind of the government. So this is not only for Belfa, and before that there is one of the persons also from Subsus Millennial that I cannot mention his name. He trying to make kind of the biggest mistakes that the Subsus ever hate. He trying to send the letter to the several leader of the district that they ask for the leader of the district to accept the people from their company. So it's related with one of the business if you already know about peer-to-peer lending and others. So they try to track the people with his business and others. So because of that situations, he trying to he trying to what remove his statement of his actions that have a sense the letter to the leader of the district by the what the cop the letter cop of the castle of Istana. So it's kind of the things that is really ridiculous regarding what the Stapsus did regarding to giving a question: is there the Stapsus has the big nationality, or they're only thinking about the business behind that?
Okay, thank you for Mr. Wano. I see Mr. Ahmad wants to give his next opinion, maybe. I give you a chance, brother, for Mr. Ahmad.
Okay, thank you for this occasion. I don't say about Pilva Devara as the CEO. No, I actually not say about Pilva Devara. It's related to the decision of our government. Why they create Prakerja itself? I mean, rather than they do it as create the system of Prakerja, why don't they to create a system which more maybe affordable or maybe more economically reachable for the people, because in my opinion it's just related to the education, it's related to the preparation. So why don't we focus on the, how we say that, lembaga or balai pelatihan kerja which was created by the worker affair and make it much create it much optimized again rather than before in this midst of this pandemic. I think it would be much better rather than they create about the program kerja, prakerja, and make several uh, what cost to this program. So here I don't mention about what was Belfadevara did because I don't know about him. I don't know what was he did, what was he done, and I don't know about him anymore. I just know him in the Instagram. about the position before and his decision now. But I don't know about what was happened when he is in the chair of our bureaucracy before. Um, for me, yeah, that is one of my suggestion for our government, particularly for our advancement related to the human resource of our workers. Thank you.
Can I just 1 minute?
Oh yeah, okay, Mr. Arji, come on.
Okay, just 1 minute. I want to give brief understanding about republicanism. Basically, fundamentally, republicanism is a concept that makes separate between oikos and polis. Polis is government, oikos is about the business. It should be separated between the government. Government should not do the business. Okay. When we move about the Habermas opinion about this, when the bureaucracy, when the elites of economy, and when the media coming together as a one whole as a vicious circle, like in our political coalition today, like Prakerja program is representing about that, they will colonizing the life world. First about the myth, about the system, about the something that government will monopoly our economic situation or public opinion, so on and so forth, while few people behind it, like what people mentioned back then, will obtain the gain, the benefit from that, while 99% of the population will not, enjoying something about that. So that's my short opinion.
Oh, okay, okay, Mr. Next for Mr. Fikri Khairul Vicky Khairul is girl or
Hello,
boy? Oh,
girl.
okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, never mind. Uh, for the first time, if we talk about the ruang guru, we can put into two words, ruang and guru. And that means the ruang guru is a place for education training, not for job training. So from the start, if we submit about the job training to the ruang guru, I suppose it's very wrong. But if someone asks me, what do you think about the Prakerja program? If we talk about that, about my opinion is green, because remembering that many of our people have completed the education but do not yet have skill. But in other hand, if we are all about a method is questionable, considering that there can be a lot of diversion regarding the learning is only but is just by online. So I very agree with Mr. Ahmad Fathullah, because the best way to improve skill is to take advantage by Balai Lapangan Kerja (BLK) that have been provided since decades ago, and and we can develop them by opening network with company from in Indonesia or the in the Indonesia. Okay, thank you very much.
Wow, amazing. Okay, thanks for additional information. Interesting. So for the next, we still have friends that want to give their opinion. We give to Mr. Opan.
I thought Mr. Lucas first, who raised his hand. I think
I'm
Mr.
sorry,
Lucas first.
Mr.
Yeah,
Lucas. Okay,
yeah.
Mr. Lucas.
Mr. Lucas raised her hand, his
Okay,
hand.
thank you so much for the opportunity. First of all, for all the, for all the discussion today, I'm really excited to talking about the Prakerja program, but all of the, all of the opinion already given by the participants here. But for me, one of the biggest problem about the Prakerja program is about how we can find the platform that really effective uh, to help this program can give for the workers as well. I mean, like when the government try to make a partner with the Ruang Guru, for me it's not really effective because Ruang Guru it's focused for education. when Ruang Guru tried to make the job training as the partner with the government, it will be make the essential of Ruang Guru to give educations. I mean, like it will be lost from the essential of Ruang Guru. So for me, it's not really effective. And in another hand, like Prakerja programs be a biggest one of programs that I'm not really agree with this one. Um, as I'm is the one of fresh graduate that um, that not register in Prakerja program because I don't know, for me it's not really effective in this era, especially in pandemic, because like I have some of my friends, they really excited to register in Prakerja programs just because talking about the incentive, but it's not really talking about how they can get some things be better and they can prepare for their job in the future. So for me, it's not really effective. I think that's all from my perspective. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, Mr. Lucas, that's a good idea. And your opinion is relevant with the condition right now where people are questioning about what's next after the training and this one the biggest problem because the Ruang Guru and other vendors that provide the training program, they don't provide the workplace for people to get the real experience and then a job. That's the problem. And mostly people questioning about this. So for others, friend wants to give opinion, what's happened after the training program and can people get a job or not?
Can I just a bit? Just let the other to speak up. Okay, maybe continuing their question. What do you have next after this program we have done? I guess nothing's going to happen in our country as unemployment still increasing, while polarization of between the rich and the poor still increasing. And something we're going to do about that, except for giving the incentive for people that created the programs. Uh, of course, Prakerja is not a solution. Even transfer of payment that we call such as UBI, universal basic income, is not a good opinion. It's not a good solution also for solving the unemployment people and while the economy is still in recession. Uh, maybe in the next slide or in the next section, I will be introducing about the new concept. It's not a new concept; it's a concept of the new Keynesian economists tries to create the three biggest outputs that should be achieved by the government. It's exactly first about the GDP increasing, not in recession anymore, uh, achieving full employment, and also maintaining price stability. And I will talk a little bit about MMT equation about this, and I will, you know, exploring the wrong understanding about printing money causing inflation. Maybe there's my short opinion.
Okay, yep, thank you. So, okay, guys, you can see the reality right now. If we agree that after the program and people only get incentive and they don't know what to do the next, and it's quite clear that when the president support the program for in this situation in the pandemic era right now, so the, the plan for the Prakerja is derail from the plan because you see in our screen you can check for Jokowi's statement here. He said that budgeting for so previously when the Jokowi ran for election in 2019, this is the magic card of Jokowi to win the election. And right now, he struggled to make it. I mean to realize the program. So if we agree that it's not a solution for to get a job right now, okay? What do you think about making the Prakerja program as a social funding like that? Okay, guys, I'm waiting for your response. Okay, Mr. Opan.
Okay, I will try maybe to what is it? Maybe to explain maybe the motives, right? Okay, but for some people, maybe there are several motivation. I mean, they join Prakerja program. Maybe it could be like most of them maybe wants to get like incentive, right? So, but some maybe they just want to what is it, upgrade their skill or something. But in fact, I think yeah, what is it? What is it? In this kind of situation, for example, is in pandemic situation, what is it? The purpose of the government want to help the society to what is it to get the a lot of society get easier in the economy by giving them some incentive, right? Like direct money. But in fact, I think for accessing the uh, Prakerja programs, because me myself, I enroll on that program to be honest, and then based on my experience, and then I enrolled some of my relatives also, maybe more than 3 people. So, and then for some people, what is it? What is it? They're really struggling to do that kind of program. I mean, like there are a lot of there are a lot of vendors who contribute in that thing, and then what is it? Was it a lot of money was it has been spent for some vendors, and then makes the what is it the members confused. I mean, because we have to register in all the form, and then, yeah, maybe about the materials, it could be for some it could be helpful, but but for some maybe not. But it will be depend on the person who registered to that program, right? Whether he will continue to what will you do with that knowledge, then of knowledge. Maybe for example, one program is like 500 rupiah providing only one program, but for next it will be depend on the member. I think what will you do with that knowledge, uh, for maybe for what is it, hoping that the government will put us on one position in what is it, a single job letter in which institution, it's not guarantee. So I think it will be back on what is it, the what is it, the member. That is my opinion. And I think a lot of difficulties or is it we can find out on the program, yeah, because of too many choices. And if we talk about ruang guru, I didn't find ruang guru as a vendor over there. So I only found several vendors, maybe 6 or yeah 6 or 7, I think. Yeah, thank you. Maybe I will add addition later maybe.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Mr. Opan. I'm still waiting for other perspective about the ruang guru or about the Jokowi statements that make the Prakerja program to be the social funding like that. Okay, others? Is it still relevant to make the Prakerja program when the COVID-19 happened? Okay, for Mr. Ahmad Fatullah Afida Putra.
Okay, thank you for this opportunity, Mr. Gani. Here, as far as I'm concerned and as far as I see, actually, I say a huge apology that I mentioned Ruang Guru before because it's not related to the Ruang Guru, but it's related to the skill academy which is provided by Ruang Guru. So So it's not actually directly from Ruang Guru, but one part from Ruang Guru, namely Skill Academy. And then about the social funding itself, we say that those people are jobless. I mean, they don't have any funding. They don't have any aid. I mean, they don't have any new credit for their life. So they need a life. I mean, they need any aid for. I mean, what help their life. So there is a prakerja. I mean, the prakerja give several money to them at least for continue for
For society,
continuing their
bro.
life. That's
Maybe for
it. And
society.
then what? No. Okay, Mr. Opan, thank you. But I'm not defending Prakerja itself. I just want to learn how to say English. I don't defending Prakerja actually, but I just want to try speak in English. That's it. If anyone is not agree about me, it's up to you because I just learn about English here. Okay. And then how about the other funding? The other funding is created for pay the skill academy courses or many courses that provided and related to the Prakerja itself. Now, in this occasion, I criticize about it. So why it's created? I mean, rather than the government choose about the ruang guru, ruang guru, the people to be educated again. So how to create a system that integrate between the worker affair and the educational ministry to create much uh, better people welfare in terms of their work ability. That is the problem which need to solve by the government in this recent time. I don't blame about I don't blame about the Prakerja 100%. I think okay, it was decided by the governments, but I just criticize why it's created rather than they use it. Why don't they create the other options? It seems like make an integration between the education and the workers affairs. That's it.
Can I want to give some comments about Afida's statement again. Can I, Mr. Gani?
Yeah, okay, Mr. Aji. Yeah.
Okay, integration about the system. I don't think so about integrating the system with the market would be beneficial for our society. When we look at IFILIC curriculum of economy, they are using barter system. Barter system, it means that fiscal deficit, for example, should be in balance. In balance, it means government could enable inject the money in order to control, to monopolize the public infrastructures. The fact is, who will control, who will plan the economy? Wall Street. When the Wall Street control the economy, especially monopolizing the public infrastructure, what happens next? The cost to achieve capital formation will be higher. You know, in the situation when you want to go to toll, for example, or highway, you should pay more than usual that you should pay when the public infrastructure has been held by the government. So it could be free. It could be only so cheap for supporting capital formation. Maybe I will talk about this in another situation, but now, before I will have lost my time about the time explaining about the Juganti, okay, I will create a simple metaphor about understanding the economy, about the unemployment itself. Unemployment, basically, it is 100 dogs. Just imagine 100 dogs with 95 bones, right? 100 dogs with 95 bones. Five dogs left without bones. They are unemployment, right? Unemployed people. In the situation, maybe the strongest or the powerful dog will obtain more than one of bones. But fundamentally, in the situation, five dogs will left without bones. So the people try to judge or allege them that, oh, you have no ability for gaining a bonus. Oh, you have no power for getting a bonus. Oh, you have no competitiveness for getting a bonus. But in fact, the problem is not because they are powerless. They are unskilled dog. The problem is their lack of bones, right? So their lack of jobs. That's the big problem, fundamental problem. Okay, in this situation, uh, basically for minimum, we should provide 100 or more bonds to them because maybe the biggest dog will obtain two, right? But the small dog or puppy will obtain one, for example. So when we let the unemployment still remain alive, I mean, still remain exist in our society, it will causing hysteretic situation. I will, in economic terms, right? Hysteretic, it means that the dog that haven't obtained a bonds, I mean, haven't obtained the bonds, will suffer, will lack of nutrients. And in fact is, for tomorrow, they will enable for tomorrow competing with other dogs again that have obtained nutrients from the bonds yesterday. So it means unemployment that now being unemployment tomorrow will be less power anymore to be permanent unemployment, right? So in the situation, it is the responsibility for the government providing jobs to all of the society without exception. And when we look enter about exploring about this understanding, we see that mainstream economists say that when we increase the level of unemployment, we will increase the inflation. Right? It's called Philip curve straight off, right, to others. But in fact, we could hire them through the job guarantee programs. What is that, job guarantee programs? Like providing the same amount within dog and bones. In the situation, we can print the money from the government in order to hire the unemployment. Will it causing inflation? No. When we still have wasting of resources, when we still have unemployed people remain in our society, there's no inflation. It is only increasing the output, not mark up the price, increasing the output. So we will obtain higher of the output. For example, I provide a job in order to reducing our imports. Mostly country have imports in three biggest aspects: food, energy, and manufactured products. What do you want to choose? Depends. Food, for example. We can create a massive agriculture opening business, I mean, headed by the government, in order to hire the unemployment to work there. We give a payment for minimum, uh, yeah, like UMK, standard of payment, right? In the situation also, we can obtain, for example, rice and so on and so forth, and we erase the dependency of import, for example. In the situation, uh, we will be more competitive in order, for example, for paying debt and so forth, we can erase it, and we will be MCs government. But I'm not talking about MMT right now because it's complicated. But basically, providing the job guarantee is how the way we can reduce unemployment. Because when you're integrating the educational system, while the people, most of people will be educated at all, while private sectors will only absorb not 100% of you because they need profits. So basically, private will left people left as unemployment. So it is responsible for the government absorb them and hire them in order to increasing the output, for example, or doing some social works and so on and so forth. And it will not cause inflationary. Maybe this is my short glance about job guarantee. Maybe when you want to have, when you have another question about this, or maybe when I have a time later, we'll talk more deeply about this. Thank you so much, Mr. Gani.
Oh yeah, okay. Thank you for Mr. Aji. I see Mr. Indre wants to give the opinion. Before we move to the next slide, let we give the opportunity for Mr. Indre. Come on, Mr. Indre.
Yeah, from the two speakers that has a conveyed statement, I'd like to give a kind of a highlighting. First of all, Fitra is like the voice of the society. It's like a dream. It's like a wish of the society. How to make a people, how to make the societies integrate for the companies. But Ajis, with his statements, he's trying to mention the process how Indonesia can stand, especially in the apple to apple volume that between the job employment and also the job um, field is not equal. So this is the way how the government will stand in the middle as the middleman, how to realize the all people's dreams to get a job exactly. But a kind of the point that I just want to say in this occasion is the government only become the informant or the point that give the informations to the people, but it's not to integrate directly that give the guarantee the society can get a job, especially in that companies. It's like one of, for instance, it happens in West Java exactly. Um, yeah, when you trying to make, it's like a sketchik, it's like you trying to make a kind of the thing that related when you are as the job worker. There is one of the paper as a list that you have to fulfill, and what is the reasons that the society in West Java have to fulfill it? It's because of when there is what when there is job vacancies is open in one of the place in West Java, and the government trying to give informations to the people that's still jobless. So it's one of the good thing. How do we from West Java government, the government of West Java, to give a space, especially for the people getting information regarding to job vacancy that's open, especially in their place. So is the reasons that the government have to stand based on his or their situations to become a middleman, how to make between society and the companies can meet each other in the situations. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Can I just 30 seconds comment on
Okay,
it?
yes.
Okay, government should be the last resort about this, about unemployment, because government is not required for selling the products in order to get tax. Government is not should be like give obtain an income in order to spend. So government basically is the last resort. Moreover, when we have an instrument as a currency issuing government, government will never broke. And government could buy everything domestically with its own currency, and it's not causing inflation. When interest rates is going down, it means we are more competitive. We can sell our products more cheaper than the others. So it will create basically floating exchange rates will create automatic stabilization about this. Uh, and maybe just my opinion may be different with Thibaut. Thibaut says that government should be wise man, middle that. For me, government should be the last resort. And job guarantee is like a shock absorber. When there's crisis, it will be absorb the unemployment. When the economy is boom, in the boom situation, back them. And the portion of the people hired by government will left to the private sector. That's maybe different between people.
Okay, yeah, thank you for Mr. Aji. You know, uh, check and recheck. Right now, um, the people who are fortunate to acquire the Prakerja program are urban peoples who live in the city. So access for people who live in the countryside, their intelligence to get access for internet is low. Digital awareness of them are not appropriate to follow some classes in digital platform. And right now, initially the government support the Prakerja program to make the people who live in the countryside move to the city. That's the first impression about the Prakerja. And right now, um, not only some activities, but the government itself still struggle with the Prakerja right now. Okay, I wanna invite you all to discuss about this more. But before we start to talk about that, let's move to the next slide. I mean, okay. The, okay, let me see here. Okay, I'm sorry for the third slide. Okay, the third slide. Let's move again. Okay, here we're gonna talk about this, the controversial issue regarding the Prakerja program. Okay, so the first thing is handled by company One Guru. Okay, this one is over. We already discussed about this. Okay, guys. So from these points, okay, in this slide, what's your opinion about this? Okay, any people want to give the opinion? You can check by yourself about the cultural issue about the Prakerja here. So I got this news from Compass, okay, compass.com. It's interesting. There are many issues regarding the Prakerja program. Is this true? The Prakerja program is one of the kind of money politic. Okay, Mr. Opan.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gani. Well, to be clear, I'm here just to want to increase my speaking skill. Okay, nothing more. So, okay, based on my experience, what is it? Those issues are true for me. I mean, like almost all of them are true. I mean, like the price is too expensive for that kind of program. Yeah, we can easily get that kind of lesson on YouTube or something like that. And then maybe I don't know the correlation between a money politic, but it could be like money politic because so many institution, what is it? So many institution involved in that program. I mean, like even for the members of the Prakerja, for some people it makes us confused. I mean, like for the people who has like less literated in computer, for example, right? They will get like really hard to get to pass till the end of the program. Uh, for me myself, I passed the program, but I tried to help several other who are struggling on that program, and it sucks. It's very sucks. I mean, about irrelevant on the current situation, maybe for about the money stuff, it could be maybe helpful for some people. Like the, in this pandemic situation, maybe that amount of money could be helpful for some people. I mean, like for maybe for surviving or something. And then what the most, I mean, like the thing is that make me like okay, think think hard is that maybe the government spend too much money for what is it, for funding some of the vendors, like all that 1,000 money from maybe like 8 million, for example, 8 million or maybe less than that. It could be what is it, huge amount of money for them. Only for vendors. I mean, the government can eradicate the large amount of money by make it less, maybe for about one or two, and then maybe only once is enough. Then so that way they can minimize the money. Okay, thank you, Gani. That's the opinion I have.
Okay, to give more information about this, okay, about the money politic. Right now, the Jokowi has been reported by an activist, but I forgot his name. Because the Jokowi against the rule to make this program. So, what do you think, guys, about this? Anybody wants to give the opinion? Is this true?
Can I again? I'm sorry.
Okay, Mr. Aji.
Okay. I'm explaining something that maybe kind of pivotal, where the money was born back then. Uh, Money for 1,000 years ago is not appearing because of the change of the party system. No, party system is always existing in history because the money has devalued, lost its own value. So what is the money was born first time? Okay, government is the last resort. I want to tell about the Sumerian Babylonian, but it's not this part. But just imagine I'm the government. When you want to go to live out from your room now, you should pay 2 cards of mine as a tax, right? So it means tax drives money. You should do something a job that I can provide or other can provide in order to get my cards, right? When you don't do that, of course you wouldn't able going outside from your room. Okay, the principle is government creates unemployment, and government can afford everything domestically based on its own currency, right? And including unemployment. I want to relating with the statement of Mr. Open because it is a huge amount of money and so on and so forth. In fact, we will never go bankrupt. We will never go bankrupt in our own rupiah. Of course, some problem will come in when we have heavy brain debt about that. We should convert our money and so on and so forth. But basically, for a country like Indonesia, who is using its own currency as a tax system, the money will be afforded, will be received by the society, and government could afford everything, including unemployment and so on and so forth. There is no huge money for hiring the people to be employed. It doesn't matter about the program and so on and so forth. But basically, there's a principle about the starting point of the government has a provision for hiring the unemployment. Maybe that is my little opinion for this. Thank you.
Well, I'm still waiting for others to speak up.
You can point them, Mr. Gani.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good. Well, yeah, this is the big challenge. So we can see that even though it's been in question, is this a money politic or not, but the Prakerja program has run for the 7 batch right now. Okay, so maybe people's brother and sister registered for the program here. How many people? Okay, there are many. I think there are more than 5 maybe.
I register,
Okay.
but I don't get the feedback.
Yeah, it's okay. So, Mr. Aji, would you mind to move the slide to the next one?
Yeah, Mr. Aji, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, survey of the implementation, okay? You see that only 38.7% of respondents disagree to allocate the national budget for online training. It means that who are they from your perspective, guys? Can you hear me? I'm sorry, I can hear you all here.
Yes, we hear you.
Okay, anybody wants to speak up?
Sorry. Is it 38.7 from 100%?
Yeah, it's respondent. So I got this survey from Indicator Politik Indonesia that has been worked for many months to get the review about the implementation of Prakerja. So this is the result of them. I just pick up from the internet, and you see here.
It could be what's that? Buzzer RP that have been registered also, or it could be like some robots. You don't know that.
No, the question is the institution work with government or
Dependent.
independent. So yeah, it's kind of the thing that we have to see from the research institution right now. They can give a hoax, right?
Okay, so others perspective. What do you think, guys, about this?
You can point out some participant that doesn't speak up yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Is there any slide again, Mr. Aji, for the next one? Okay, so okay, brother and sister, you see that these are opinion from People's Representative Council. Okay, and then I add more about the, the contra persons. Okay, Nizar Zuhro, a spokesperson for Prabowo Sandi, he said that national budget unable to pay it, and the government still has debt to pay the teacher's salary. So this is the reality right now. And about the opinion of Saleh Pertahunan Daulay, okay, it's not suitable for right now to make the Prakerja program due to the pandemic COVID-19. It is not objective in recruitment. It's also very expensive to purchase online training, no link and match in terms of workplace. So, for your opinion about this, about the opinion of Saleh Pertawan, what do you think? Is there anybody who wants to give the opinion? I think it's not really hard to talk about this, right?
It's not really hard, but I've done it many times, so I let the other to speak up now.
Mr. Gani, you can point someone that you can encourage them to speak up. Just
Oh,
mention
okay.
their
For
name.
Mr.
Mention their
Ahmad
name.
Siswaji.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, before before giving some opinion for this slide, I want to remind again about the Prakerja itself. That I got some point about the Prakerja. This is one of our president challenge. So our president campaigns during the second period at that time. But then this program actually to give additional training for the fresh graduate and then for the younger worker or maybe for the unemployed people to upgrade their skill and ability. So after finishing that program, they can have a good skill or good ability. So it can be upgrading skill for that people. And then the next point about Prakerja itself. At that at and sorry, in this position, the government cannot do this program by themselves. So the government make collaborate with another provider for private company, and then what is but you know that this program needs much money, a lot of money. The government spend more than almost or around 10 trillion rupiah at the time. And I don't know, it can be a good idea for the Prakerja itself, but how to this is before launching the Prakerja itself, there is no there is no good socialization from the government itself. What is Prakerja, and then how to use the schema for the Prakerja itself, and then yes, it might be as complexity for explain the Prakerja itself. And I think it can be that government didn't have a good preparation to run the Prakerja itself. And then back to this opinion from our people in our parliament, from Mr. Saleh Pertahunan itself. It can be one of a good criticism for our government that this program, after running this program, because there are so many criticism not only from our people in parliament but also for our another people in general, yeah, it can be not suitable because yeah, you know, in this situation because of uh, the low situation in economic. So I think it's better if the government not only run the sorry in my word that the government just give prakerja for free for every people or maybe for unemployment, so they can use the prakerja card to access free training in balai pelatihan kerja around Indonesia in many spot. It can be one like as well card for the unemployment to get free training. And then what else? Uh, there are so many, a lot of our what is almost half of the fund 10 trillion, and then yeah 5.6 trillion. Yeah, this the money goes to the provider, and then what is yeah what yeah, I hope that the government itself can learn from their yeah maybe their it's not mistake but maybe mismanagement to run the prakerja itself, and then yeah just yeah before launching the prakerja itself, better for the government to make a good preparation and make a good concept itself, and then what is yeah just only give the money to the unemployment or poor people, because if we give the money for the unemployment people or maybe for the poor people itself, of course the money will they will use for their daily needs, so it can help them yeah to be survive for their daily supply or life supply for their life, and the money can help our economy to run again, and I hope it can be back to the normal again. Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Raji. Wow, it's interesting. Um, let let's give a chance to the ladies. Okay, we can. I will give a chance to Mr. Marves Reni. Okay, what's your perspective, Mr. Mrs. I'm sorry, Marves.
Yes,
Yeah, Marves Reni.
yes.
What do you think about the Prakerja and about the comment?
I don't know about this opinion, but I want to talk about the pros and cons prakerja about my opinion. First, about the pros. Actually, this prakerja program has a good basic concept, which provides incentive for those who have not get job to want to find work, because in the past the incentive plan was in the form of two things, that is training and cash. And if we look at it in broad, there are some programs that provide incentive for the unemployed. And the cons from my opinion are this program would be nothing if it was not accompanied by the availability of job opportunities that could absorb the exciting workforce. The training given will only become training. If they run out, there are no job to require them. Like Mr. Ahmad Siswaji said, if there is a prakerja, so there must be followed by there is pasca kerja. In additional, because yesterday the launch of a prakerja seemed impromptu, so yeah, the online training system need to be reviewed, especially on the material that are in it, because many are irrelevant. The point is don't spend a lot of money, but the research are just unclear trainings. The main goal is to give a skill to people who don't have a job, so they can use them in the work of wood. Maybe we can give training on like how to make to mix cement, use water, pest, and source. So sorry, because this will be used for construction work, right? But training like this will be used for a contract. Sorry, for just to face to face, because it is a practical natural. And the bad news and that I know is because of this pandemic, many companies are trying to keep their employees. Yes, how to can still pay them, because that is difficult in this pandemic condition. So it that instead of adding more worker, that is a bad news of, I think. Okay, maybe that is for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for Mrs. Reni. I'm sorry. Mr. Lucas raised hand. I want to give the opportunity for him. Okay, come on, Mr. Lucas.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. When I see some of point about the cons perspective about the Prakerja programs, for me, I'm really agree with every points of that. Especially is about the training that given like using the virtual system because this condition, this situation. For me, it's not have a different with like when I want to learn something new and I see on video, YouTube video, and for me, it's feeling like same. But what is the most important from Prakerja programs? If it want to create a soft skill for someone's, actually they must help someone who's registered in Prakerja programs to find how they can make some creativity. And for me, when we're talking about the Prakerja program, I'm feeling like these programs, it's come to make the creativity and innovative for someone's from like fresh graduate or from someone. It's they don't have like this program can make the creativity or some of someone's, it will be die. I mean, like they can struggle and also they can be creative to find their job with their skill. So I think this is the most important, how we can see some of the most important of the Prakerja programs. And in other sense, I want to talking about, maybe this is little bit out of the context, but for me, it's have it is still have the relation with this topic like this. When we're talking about the Prakerja programs, it's talking about how the government want to prepare the human research to find their job, because that is the biggest problem in our country. For me, when these Prakerja programs held by provided by the government, one of the biggest problem is talking about the budget, money, money, and money. How we can imagine when I see on the reality, like I'm from Papua, and in our places, like education, it's really need money. Like some of teachers, they still on be the contract teacher and they not be the civil servant. Sometimes they want to excited to give the teachings in class for our students, but they don't get their rights like money what for they uh, to money for them. So for me, when the government can think how the budget that's really biggest, they can give or they can maximize how the teachings, the generation, so the generation will become to be a great generation, creative and innovative, and they can find a job with their skills. So for me, the important things for find the job, it's not only talking about the government prepare for platform that easy for someone's, but the government must think about how they can find their skill. Because when we're talking just about the virtual, I also can see on YouTube. So for me, I really agree with the cons point. And yeah, I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Wow, it's interesting. Okay, for ladies. Okay, for Mr. Angga, I see he raised hand. Mr. Angga, I want to speak. Okay, I give you a chance to speak about this, Mr. Angga.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me, guys? Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. Well, thank you for the opportunity that you give to me. First of all, I'm going to talk about the importance of Prakerja program in the middle of this pandemic. I think that it is not really important when we train people in the middle of this pandemic, because most of people are getting laid off by many companies, right? So meaning that many people need a lot of money to fill their daily life. So in my opinion, it is better to maximize the social net for the society rather than giving a halfway program like this. Because as you mentioned before in your slide, from 20 trillion money from national budget, half of this is for the company who are running the training like ruang guru and so on, right? So in my opinion, it is better to maximize the money for the people to make them be able to buy their daily needs in this pandemic, because it is very essential for me. When we are talking about educating people from this how do we call it, ruang guru and those kind of things.
Yeah.
How do we call it? How do we call them? But in my opinion, if we would like to enhance the human resource, it is better for us to enhance them in our education system, right? So yeah, it is still a problem with our education system. Many of people who are fresh graduate from universities or schools, they cannot find many jobs. On the other hand, because of this, the government put this responsibility to the private company, such as Ruang Guru and so on. So in my opinion, it is better just fully support our education system rather than giving them in the private company like those. In general, it is still the desire of the government who prioritize the private importance in their policy. In my opinion, government is not in the middle between society or citizens and the private and the company, because most of them, I mean, both of them have different purposes. Societies, in the other side, need to have like poverty, no, wealth, yeah. But on the other hand, the private company, they would like to enhance, they would like to improve their benefits. So meaning that, in my opinion, they importance is different. So in this position, government should prioritize between society importance or private company importance. But unfortunately, until now, even before the pandemic, the government, in my opinion, still put the priority to this to the benefit of private company. You can see that the government didn't support any independent economy who are run which are run collectively by the society. One of them is agriculture, right? You could see that before a pandemic era, government which were supported by the private companies may like displaced many farmers lands and so on and so on. That's why the number of unemployment people is always increasing now. But fortunately, in this pandemic, our agriculture can underpin our system because they can, hinder from the pandemic. Even though many companies is out and got bankrupt, but agriculture sector still can can run until now. I think we should think the future of our economic if we would like to be better in this pandemic. Thank you, Mr. Gani.
Okay, thank you for Mr. Angga. Brother and sister, we've already addressed all pros and cons about this topic, okay, the prakerja. And we still have friends wants to speak up. Okay, I will let one person again, okay, for Mr. Chikoneng Ilir. Okay, for Mr. Chikoneng, please give your comment on this subject. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gani, for the opportunity. Yeah, when we talk about the Prakerja program, it is related to our card that we will achieve. But what before we talk about the pros and cons, we should realize now what we face today. It is like the pandemic. So there are several activism or several legislative members that mention it is not crucial because what we face today is not similar with the normal situation or the normal circumstances. So that's why we call it by new normal. And the other hand, we can relate it by the guideline of the government recovery. At the first time, the guideline is the health sector, and now the economy sector. So regarding to these circumstances, we can see the pros of Prakerja card is like we can utilize this Prakerja based on the data that the government get from the society who gives this this program. We can use it by the census data who get lost or unemployment from their work. So it will be useful in the future when we will prepare what is the job field that we will overcome to the societies. The first thing. But when we talk about the cons, so there are the paradox situation. Then when we talk about the money, yeah, every single intention has the good thing, but we should know more how the identity card electric get various problem for the corruption and the other side. So it is the card. The card is and similar with the other card is like SIM, KTP, and etc. So when we talk about identity card, also it is the card that the society have to the society should have it, and there is the problem regarding it, Setia Novanto cases and etc. So we will point to that case or that problem again. Should we keep an eye for that card? But the most important thing, it is not for the card Prakerja program, but the bill that relates omnibus law. I think the most important, because when we talk regarding to the Prakerja program, it is like the requirement when you will register to the job, so you should register what is your skill and what is your job and what is your the academic skill. But what we will get, what is the advantage and disadvantage when we get that job? It is the more important thing that only the requirement that we should know. So the omnibus law is the one thing that we should keep on eye for that case. And prakerja and omnibus law is relate each other. And when we talk about the labor or the work activities or the labor, it is cover all the labor in the Indonesia or only from the worst get a job in the manufacturing, textile, and etc., such as industrial area or factories. It is covered to agriculture sector. That farmer one of the job worker there. It is covered to the teacher who teach in the education in the formal school or non-formal school like course and etc. It is cover all. It is the question that we should overcome to the public. If it overcome to all sector of the worker, so it will be useful for the societies. Because when we talk about getting a job, every single Indonesia has the good capable or the good skill to get the job. For example, the graduated from the senior high school can make or create the job like they bring their bag and thermos, what we call thermos, and make a coffee and wait in front of the factory, and we will buy to him for 1 cup 500. It is the the job that the create by Indonesia. How we can survive is not the cause from the the government. Even though there is the percentage that government will overcome to this situation, but Indonesia has always has the unique way how they get their money, how they get the needs of their living. It is the one thing that we should prove to Indonesian people, to Indonesian. And regarding to this situation also, when Mr. Angga said was that the farmer can survive and the agriculture can stand in the pandemic, but based on the data in BPS, Badan Pusat Statistik, that reveal on every single years the farmer lost their agriculture sector. Because why? Because you can imagine every single the young generation look for the job opportunity based on the huge number of money that they will get. So they always compare to the job sector that they live in the remote area to move to urban, like you mentioned before, to the city to get the better living or better prosperity. But exactly in the other hand, their parents doesn't have the successor to their farmland. So it is the ironic that we face today. So in this point, I will mention the Prakerja program. It is important as the bridge to achieve the job, but the more important too, it is the omnibus law that we should keep on eye in that case. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for Mr. Chikoning Ilir. I think guys, that's all for our discussion tonight. Okay. The next session, I will return to Mr. Kibo to lead and then give the overview for our discussion. Okay. For Mr. Kibo.
Mr. Gani, there's still somebody who hasn't spoken up yet. Maybe you can point them out.
Yeah, this okay.
Do you have time?
Maybe next week.
Next week, okay. For Mr. Indre, come on.
Okay, thank you so much for Mr. Gani regarding to give the amazing topic regarding to our discussions. Thank you so much, and please give a big round of applause for our moderator, please. Okay, so there are the several feedbacks that I'd like to give in the discussions. Yeah, this is. Can you see? Did you see?
Yeah, okay.
Ya, pertama tadi ada keep on eye ya. Keep on eye itu artinya tadi Cikoneng bilang keep on eye itu artinya perhatikan. We have to keep on eye, bla bla bla, kita harus perhatikan bla bla. Terus KTP, identity card ya. Terus juga tadi juga dari Cikoneng juga ada bahasa circumstance. Jadi circumstance itu maknanya hampir sama kayak conditions ya. Jadi teman-teman bisa ganti juga di situ. Nah, terus tadi Angga menggunakan kata enhance, biasanya menggunakan kata improve ya. Jadi teman-teman bisa juga gantikan dengan kata enhance, artinya meningkatkan. Terus juga back ya, bukan back, pronunciation-nya back. Back. Kalau Amerikannya back. Ya. Kalau Britishnya back. Jadi beda. Jadi bukan back ya. Terus selanjutnya, nah ini ada beberapa. Ada employ. Employ itu kata kerjanya yaitu mempekerjakan. Employee itu noun, biasanya itu kayak apa ya, karyawan. Employer, employer itu noun juga, maknanya adalah bos biasanya. Terus ada employment. Employment itu artinya juga bisa kayak job field, lapangan pekerjaan. Terus ada unemployment, ini juga noun, artinya ada pengangguran, itu unemployment. Atau pengangguran juga bisa menggunakan bahasa Inggrisnya ada jobless, unemployment. Nah, kalau idiomnya bisa digunakan deadwood. Nah, atau Aji biasanya menggunakan kata deadwood. Terus selanjutnya ada spend. Suara gue jelas kan? Halo?
Clear.
Halo?
Jelas.
Clear kan?
Yes.
Jelas ya. Nah, terus ada spend dan waste. Jadi maknanya sama kayak membuang ya, tapi ada makna konotasinya di belakangnya. Kayak I spend my time. Itu artinya saya menghabiskan waktu saya dalam lingkup waktu yang positif di situ. Nah, kalau teman-teman menggunakan waste, I waste my time. Nah, itu maknanya konotasinya negatif. Mungkin dia menghabiskan waktu dengan hura-hura dan lain-lain di situ. Jadi ada perbedaan di konotasinya di situ. Nah, terus juga fact. Jadi bacanya fact. Jadi bukan fake ya. Kalau fake ntar maknanya beda. Jadi kayak fake palsu. Jadi hati-hati ya di pronunciations. Terus juga maybe. Nah, ini salah satu mungkin yang saya pelajari ya. Mungkin kalau teman-teman mau ngasih tambahan juga boleh. Mungkin di vocab bisa ditambahkan variasi lagi. Contoh maybe teman-teman bisa ganti dengan ayo apa Fitra pertama?
Perhaps.
Perhaps, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Then what?
Presumably. Presumably. Terus apa lagi? Possibly ya. Jadi banyak. Jadi supaya setiap every sentence yang teman-teman gunakan di situ memang bervariasi. Jadi vocabnya nggak itu-itu aja. Terus juga I think juga banyak. Jangan I think mulu. Bisa menggunakan I assume, bagi I suppose, as far as I'm concerned ya. Terus apa lagi? As far as I know dan lain-lain di situ. Terus tadi ada kata Jokowi statement. Nah, coba dikasih apa ya namanya ini? Apa sih namanya yang ada S di tengahnya ini? Yang makna kepunyaan? Lupa gue. Ya, jadi Jokowi statement. Jadi fungsi kutip sama S ini menyatakan bahwasanya ini statementnya punyanya Jokowi gitu. Terus very juga bisa diganti tadi ada extremely, apalagi gue lupa. Apa lagi ya, Ji? Enggak.
Oh.
Gue lupa, gue udah lama gak belajar. Extremely, apa ya, selain very apa lagi extremely? Ya mungkin extremely dulu ya, yang masih ingat.
Tremendously.
Really.
Much. Oh ya,
apa
tremendously.
Tremendously
Really.
ya?
Tremendously. Terus really, macam-macam lah itu.
Really. So
Ya,
too.
Ya,
Really.
Jadi, nah jadi
So.
So ya, so juga bisa. Jadi nggak cuman very aja ya. Jadi teman-teman menggunakan extremely big, tremendously big gitu. Jadi nggak very big doang kan. Dia ada banyak variasi. Terus important juga bisa menggunakan essential, crucial, paramount. Nah biasanya kalau teman-teman yang lagi belajar IELTS itu ada vocab tingkatan levelnya ya. Jadi semakin tinggi levelnya, semakin tinggi juga skor teman-teman di situ. Jadi vocab itu ada kasta loh di situ. Nggak bahasa Jawa aja ada kasta. Jadi bahasa Inggris juga ada kasta di situ. Jadi ada vocab C1, C2, C3. Biasanya kalau dalam IELTS semakin tinggi vocabnya, itu biasanya menentukan skor teman-teman yang tinggi juga di situ. Terus get juga bisa diganti obtain ya. Grab, terus apa lagi grass, terus apa lagi earn ya kalau duit dan sebagainya, jadi banyak. Terus can juga bisa diganti I'm able to speak English, juga bisa I'm capable of speaking English, terus I manage to speak English, jadi banyak, jadi nggak can juga di situ. Nah itu sedikit ulasan tentang vocab pada hari ini. Thank you so much guys, dan terima kasih. Kita foto dulu dong, foto dulu.
Hey, please open your camera guys.
Ya, kamera dong, kamera. Ya, Egi belum kita ngomong ya. Sama Reni. Minggu depan kita tunggu ya semuanya. Supaya kalian bisa ngomong. Nah, ini Suni baru datang juga nih. Ini favorit speaker gue biasanya. Ayo, foto dulu.
Udah habis toh guys.
Afida mengikuti jejakku.
Udah selesai.
No, I don't follow your
Ayo,
step.
foto dulu. Salma, buka dong. Lihat dong.
Ya, gue love deh.
Naila.
Mr. Sunny, do you have a twin? Twin brother?
Pas lagi di samping. Naila, Salma, Reni, yuk dong dilihat mukanya, foto bareng kita.
Tunisia. Ya, bentar.
Ayo Salma, mana nih Salma? Ayo foto. Ayo Salma, foto dulu. Ini Salma nih ngechat gue nih. Iya, jangan privat dong.
Jangan cepet-cepet juru cewek, buat dandan.
Ayo 1, 2, 3, smile. Ayo lagi, tangannya gini. Salam literasi, anjay.
Apa artinya?
Jadi salam literasi gue nggak tahu filosofi apa. Jadi L salam literasi. Ayo 1, 2, 3. Salam literasi. Aduh, ntar dulu, nggak teken. Tangan gue nggak nyampe.
Ya.
Lagi. 1, 2, 3. Nggak nyampe, Ji. Fotoin, Ji. Nggak nyampe tangan gue, Ji. Yuk, 1, 2, 3. Salam literasi.
Okay, it's done.
Okay, thank you. Okay, guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you can enjoy in every single weekend that we will provide the nice discussion. Thank you so much, and that's all I say. Thank you so much, and Hail Ota.
Yesterday you said tomorrow.
Yesterday you said tomorrow.
See you later.
Thank you. See you.
Next week.
Sayonara.